gonna say that's recording.
You're like,
in
stop
progress.
recording.
Antisocial butterflies. Look who is in the house today.
Yes, it's the Happy Hand Club. Me in person. I do exist.
You do exist. And for those that may have heard this voice, but don't know this beautiful face, it is she, my BFF, Lara, Aora, URA, LOA, Laura! Why did you freeze?
Hi guys.
I'm so mad that you're frozen now.
Filled of laughter and fun and freezing.
And now it says my internet connection is unstable, just like my mental health. So I'm so
well, that's just because we're both mentally unstable. So it's just connecting those two unstable wavelengths. So this connection will be rocky, and wherever it freezes, feel free to add in whatever you feel like you think it is we're saying.
Yes, absolutely, because it was just very choppy, like Mr. Miyagi when you just said that. So, what is wrong? This just means that I have to come down there and do this in person, is what I really think it means, truthfully.
I agree. It's really the gods telling us that that's what it would prefer.
Yes, I agree. So for the folks that don't know Laura, she's my BFF and she lives in Florida. And you guys may have seen her on my YouTube show last year when I went to go visit her, and I had the hander pants on, and Coco, her dog, was my co-host. Get it? And also Laura and I went to Miami in December for Art Basel. So we reunited and it felt so good. I had to put it in past tense. So today we thought like we should just get together and talk, because she is like one of my favorite interviewees, and we just needed to ask each other some questions so you guys get to know us better and we get to know each other better. So Laura has actually prepared a few questions that she said that she's going to ask me. So I figured I would let her take center stage first and foremost. And I'm so fucking curious what you were going to ask me, because we did not prepare this. We did not prep each other of like, oh, let's talk about this. Let's do this. Okay. So
last time we did a few questions. Sometimes it was a would you rather, multiple choice, off the cuff answers. So today is going to be more of that same fun.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off with some would you rathers.
Okay. I'm so excited.
So as you stated previous to the recording that you were a little hot, I said it's hot here. So would you prefer to be hot and sweaty or cold and freezing?
Hot and sweaty.
You really would?
Yes, because I hate being cold, like to the nth degree, like hate being cold. So at least like if I am hot and sweaty somewhere, it means that I am in a climate that it is warm, and I prefer warmer climates than I do cold. So I would say hot and sweaty.
Okay, so opposites do attract, because I would rather be cold and freezing.
So let's just, why don't you just move back here and I'll keep my house at like sauna temperature. So it works.
So we can do ex-wife swap instead of wife swap.
Yes, okay, perfect.
Yeah. I think that would go over well. So I'm game. I'll be packing my bags, and you actually don't have to pack anything, because you could be like the girl in the grocery store walking around naked.
Yes, I just made Laura open up a video of a woman who seems to be very much under the influence, walking around a gas station completely naked. So that will be my spirit animal when I am in Florida, just walking around nudie kazootie. Yep.
And my spirit animal will be the chicken that was randomly walking around the bank drive-through parking lot from when you were here maybe 5 years ago.
Yes.
And we were like, so do you think it's going to use the ATM or the drive-through teller?
Because like literally it's like a complex where it's like a gas station, a bank, restaurants, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And we're literally like like going into like the drive-through of the bank, and there is just a random ass chicken just strolling about in the parking lot. And I'm like, what? I really am in Florida because only weird shit happens there. So
only weird shit.
Only
so yes, I would be coming back in my next life as that chicken, and I'll still be looking for money. my search for the rich and famous will continue on in that life, as I think I'm Chicken Little.
Yes. Bop, bop, chicken head. Okay. You're like, chicken head was in my previous life.
So on that note, that actually segues into my next question. Believe it or not, how, I have no idea, but Chicken Little is a movie. So what is your favorite movie quote?
Oh, that is a fine question. I mean, I recently like quoted like San Diego means a whale's vagina. That's from Anchorman. Not to say that that's my favorite quote, but I just recently used that quote.
Rediscovered it and find it
Yeah.
appropriate to use.
Yeah, 100%. No, because I was talking about something San Diego, and I was like, San Diego means a whale's vagina. And I'm like, or like Backstage. We eat a whole wheel of cheese. Or in a glass case of emotion. All of that comes from Anchorman. So I guess that's one of my favorite like quotable movies. But no, I take that back. I 100% take that back, because my actual true one I just used on Facebook like 3 days ago, as a matter of fact. And you should know this one. As soon as I say it, you're going to be like, yep, that's your favorite quote. It's right on top of that, Rose, from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yes. And you did use that.
Yes. And did you know that that was mine? Would you have guessed that?
I wouldn't have guessed that's your favorite, but you do use it often. And then I know in last week's episode, you said that your hair was 80s. And I think you said that it was from the genre Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yes, yes. So I guess that movie is more important to my life than I realized.
And I've only seen it once, so I guess I need to rewatch it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay, so we need to dress up for Halloween as like when they do the fashion show in the backyard. And then you can be like the boyfriend that has the hot dog costume.
Well, that would only be appropriate. So yeah.
Yeah. No, but like they do the fashion show and all the girls are like in, the fuchsia, the teal, the purple. And I'm like, we need to find one other person that will accompany us, and that we will be the fashion show people. So
and I'll be the hot dog.
Just the hot dog, not even the truck, the employee, anything like that. Just the singular hot dog. And they pan the camera down and you're just sitting on the ground like no big.
In my bun.
Yeah.
No, I don't like condiments, so no ketchup or mustard, please.
Mm-hmm. Strictly a naked Lizzie.
A naked hot dog.
Yes. Okay. All right. So yes, I would say I'm right on top of that, Rose, is my favorite movie quote. Can't believe it took me that long to search this pea brain for that.
All right. Next question is, who is your celebrity crush, male or female?
I mean, I have so many celebrity crushes.
Okay, the top 5.
Okay, Bradley Cooper. Michael B. Jordan. Oh my God, there's just like, I've always loved Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, he's so mean. Okay. All right.
My top 5. Who do I love? Obviously Peter Gadio. He's my husband.
And then your new one
is my pillow guy. I sent you that thing, the guy that makes all the pillows with like the Russian accent or whatever.
My pillow guy.
He's like, I can make anything into a pillow. And yeah, no, who's my 5th one?
No, I have to go back into my Google search because you told me the other day who your new boyfriend was.
It's not Vern Troyer.
Well, that would be obviously number 1 for both of us.
Right.
No, it was the guy that's in some series you're watching whose wife is, I gotta send you the picture because we just did this the other day.
You know how Carol Burnett tried to say hi to her mom every time she was on stage and like tugged at her earlobe?
Tug?
Yeah, I just had an itch there and I'm like, is that like, I'm signaling to my mom like, hey Bats, what's up? Oh, Kyle Chandler. See, that's why I told you that like literally I had to think about it. Kyle Chandler. Coach Eric Taylor. What? John Rayburn. Yeah, I was watching Bloodline.
Okay.
He would be in the top 2.
And then he's always near and dear to our heart.
Rest.
Little V.
Yeah. No, it'd be like, I can't even do like a little. It's like I'm using my smallest fingers. Lil V. So why don't you we're going to break away very quickly from the questions and go back to it, but why don't you explain to the audience what it means when we burn something?
I really can't because it might not be very user friendly, but I did want to just say when I was trying to Google who your celebrity crush was, that I Googled about 10 times the lump in the palm of my hand.
I know Laura's experiencing pulmonary embolism
of this now. You know,
right.
The cancer isn't enough, but now the lump in my hand,
right,
is going to be the thing that claims my life.
It went from there to there.
I can't really say. So Vern actually means to. If I had I was going to say a little people because I'm in Raylan's room right now. Figurine, it literally would just mean to like fling something across the room because it's so little. And when you're that angry and you're so upset and you've just got this build up of energy and you're like, fuck salt. Instead, I'm going to burn it. So it's just like fling or flick.
Like Theon Shapes, who we're keep rescheduling our interview, but I've sent you videos of how he has little people in his videos.
Yes.
Yep. So Sion,
so it would be along that line, but I do have nothing but love for little people, and Vern really is one of our favorites. So
he is.
R.I.P.
Yes, R.I. Pizzle. All right. So back to whatever questions you may have left for me. I'm so curious.
Okay, so now these are just general questions. They're not like a would you rather.
Okay.
But these are things that you and I probably typically would talk about and haven't yet. So do you think parents have favorite children?
Yes. 100%.
100%, right?
Yes.
And it's just a known thing, and then like the safe thing to say is I don't have a favorite, you're all my favorites, but deep down they really do.
Yes. So Kevin and Mary, if you're watching this, we all know that Laura is your favorite.
Absolutely not. Michelle is my mom's favorite, and then my dad's is Kristen.
And you and Tim are just left for.
Yeah, we were like the 2 accidents that happened at the end of the the children cycle. So
I love it. Yeah, I definitely always tell my mom that it's, like the middle child is always the forgotten one. You always see it online. It's 100% true because she definitely loves my brothers more than she loves me. Yeah.
And you're the only girl. So, I mean, Betsy, let's get this together.
If she ever even knew how to comment on YouTube, she'd be like, that is not true. This is categorically false.
Has she ever watched an episode?
Yeah, when I force her to.
Well, Betsy, I hope you're watching this, okay? And that will prove the true love and who really is the favorite child.
Yes. And I tried to convince my grandmother recently of me being her favorite grandchild because I've been doing so much for her lately. And I was like, see, I really am your favorite grandchild. She's like, how did she phrase it? Basically yeah, you're heading up to number one soon. And I was like, excuse me, who's your actual favorite? And I named off the other 5 grandchildren, and she said no to all of them as being her favorite. So I was like, no, we all know who your favorite is. However, things need to change. I am now the favorite. Recognize it. And I brought her a framed photo of me and put it in her room and was like, here you go. Now here's your favorite grandchild just hanging out with you all day, every day. So whether or not she likes it, I'm going to force myself into that number one position.
I was going to say, so did you glue the hashtag and a number one on the frame?
Yes. No.
So I mean, it's kind of unfair because growing up, we just, it's just one parent. So it's not like we have our favorites, or do we? Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, my mom played the role of mom and dad. So I'm like, she
actually really is your favorite.
Right. So, but if I was just like, oh, my mom was my favorite dad, people would be like, what?
No, I remember probably shortly after we first met, you had given your mom to the best dad there is. And I thought that was the greatest thing, because when you're a single mom, I'm sure that role is tough and hard. And yes, you do have to wear both hats. So bravo, Bets, bravo.
Yeah. She went from cooking to playing baseball and all types of Power Rangers and WWF to dressing up and gardening, not really gardening, but she played the feminine and the masculine roles in the house. She
wore it well.
She wore it well. She did. So yeah, there are definitely favorite children. I know if I ever have kids, I'll have a favorite.
You will have a favorite? Or
yeah, totally. Yeah.
And is it always the firstborn?
Nope. It's the one that's the littlest asshole, because they could be a big asshole. The one that's the least amount of asshole will be my favorite. Uh-huh.
That's probably where I went wrong. Big asshole.
Right. That's gonna be your new nickname. Big asshole. BA.
BA.
Oh, where's your B?
Oh yeah, it really should read like this.
BA.
BA. So instead of Aura or AURA or any of that, it's not just BA.
Right. Yep. So
the nicknames just keep coming.
I'm just gonna change you my phone right now. Hold on. Yay.
So I know you've seen it on Facebook. Who would be a concert that you wish you had the opportunity to see when they were living? What artist?
Oh.
And they show Elvis Presley, Jimi Hendrix, Freddie Mercury, Prince, Michael Jackson. They always have all these different artists. So who would it be for you?
That is hysterical, because literally Jimi Hendrix and Queen just came to mind. So it's the fact that you just said that. You're telepathic right now from thousands of miles away. Yep. No, I think I didn't really not that I didn't like them, but I feel like I didn't appreciate Queen when I was little and all the songs were out. But then after watching Bohemian Rhapsody and you get to know more about Freddie Mercury, obviously it's more of a dramatization, but I was like, he was really a cool ass dude. So I feel like I would have loved to have seen him perform. And Jimi Hendrix I've always loved. So yeah, I wish like I was at Woodstock. That's like,
Oh,
yeah, that would have been amazing. My mom was in like 8th grade at that time. So just to show you how young my mom is. But no, I'm like, oh, I would have like loved to have been around at that time and witnessed. And then I remember Woodstock in 94, how they tried to recreate it. And at that time I was only in 4th grade. So I'm like, too young to
wasn't
go.
gonna happen.
Yep.
Got it.
I know. But yeah, I would say those two.
All right, that's a good answer.
Good
I
answer.
actually
Good
would
answer.
never have taken you for that type of concert going, but again, we're still rediscovering each other and every day is brand new with you.
Yes, after what, 16, 17 years of knowing each other?
We're the gift that just keeps on giving.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's who I'd go see.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
I've got, what would you say has been the 2 things, one positive, one negative, that's come out of COVID?
So I think like the biggest thing that you know about is losing my job. They claim it was because of COVID. I think it's because I whistleblowed on racism and discrimination, but whatever, it's neither here nor there. I would say losing my job was the most negative thing because that was an after effect of COVID and business being down. But I think the most positive thing is I'm really truly discovering what I want to do and I'm going after things I'm passionate about. So starting my own personal concierge business, completely like diving into the real estate industry, which is like something that is so foreign to me, at personally doing it as my occupation. My mom's been a real estate broker for over 30 years, but like that was never a space that I was working in. So to like jump out of my comfort zone and do something different, I think, it's an opportunity to reinvent myself. So I'm not like a slave to certain companies. I'm literally working for myself. So I love it. Even last night, I met up with Ruben before we went to the Frida Kahlo exhibit. We were sitting at the bar and he goes, "You just look so happy." And I'm like, fuck yeah, I am so happy, and I'm just like, I just felt like good. I'm in a good space. So I think that was the most positive thing that came from it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just a total side note, your top and your picture look like it was planned that way, or it came in like a Tupac Shakur pack, because it goes together so well.
Wait, what top? The one I'm wearing now or in the picture from Frida?
No, right now. Well, your Frida picture was pretty too, but like it's all the blues and natural tones, and your shirt is coordinating quite nicely.
Thanks.
So fashion is in your DNA.
Like, it's a little crappy. And I have yoga pants on. None of you guys know that. I look like I'm so fancy, but I'm gonna go exercise later. So I was like, let me just put some, I started from my waist down getting prepared for my workout, and then everything here, I'm working out. So
you know what, girl? Fancy.
But yes, Laura and I both have our Frida earrings on today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
Enid gave these to me and you got yours in Wynwood.
I did. And I think that's where you got your first pair.
Yes, in an alleyway.
Nothing shady about that.
Open top.
Open top.
Yep.
Well, I'll give my questioning a break.
Okay.
I'll pass it on to you as I'm doing my break dancing pose. So you're supposed to.
Wait, you just froze. Laura. Come back.
All right, I'm
Okay,
back.
great.
I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. All right. So I have some questions that are, like a would you rather set
Okay.
that I want to know about you, but then I have a second part about it. Okay.
Okay. Is this where I'm using my letters?
Not just yet.
Oh.
So
Okay.
this is also a discovery phase. I want to hear about
Okay.
you. Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 9 inches tall?
Um, oh my gosh, that's so hard.
That's what she
That's
said.
not even like small wonders, but my first instinct was to say 9 inches, but then I'm thinking like that's like this.
Right.
So I don't know, but then 11 feet tall is like huge. I'm gonna say 11 feet tall just because I am kind of on the shorter side. And while 9 inches is a big difference between me now and that, I just feel like the world would look really different from an extra 6 feet.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good.
So I'm gonna say that.
So, even though you're a lover of little people that you just mentioned 2 minutes ago, you want to be tall, is what you're
Well,
saying.
I'm a lover of them because I'm average height, and I would be more of a lover because they would be that much more small when I'm 11 feet. So
Right.
my love would just grow basically.
Because you're grown. You're
Mhm.
a grown adult. All right, I like that. This is a very interesting one. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade?
A coma for a decade.
Okay.
I don't know what it's like to be in prison, but I would imagine it's probably pretty rough. And what you could potentially encounter and feel pretty defenseless in there. Where when you're in a coma, you don't even know what's going on. So I guess the less you know, the better.
It's like instead of like NBC's like the more you know, it's the less you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take that road that's, I guess, less traveled
All
and
right.
to the unknown. So
All right, perfect. I love it. I was like, do I ask? Would you rather work an overtime shift with your annoying boss or spend a full day with your mother-in-law? You froze.
I was gonna say you totally froze. All I heard is, would you rather work an overtime shift?
Okay. So would you rather work an overtime shift with your annoying boss or spend a full day with your mother-in-law?
Well, I actually love my boss and I don't think she's annoying. And my other boss I really love too. So I actually would prefer to spend the day with my boss. Or
Okay.
bosses. I actually don't know my mother-in-law that well, but she doesn't live nearby. So again, kind of by default, my bosses both live in Florida. So I'm gonna see my bosses.
All right,
'Cause I
excellent.
don't think they're annoying.
Okay, excellent. I know that they love you too, so it would be a good day spent. And you work overtime anyway, so it would just be a regular schmegular day. Yep.
Right.
Yes. All right. Now, would you rather have police hunting you down for a crime that you did not commit or have a serial killer actually hunting you?
The police hunting me down for a crime I didn't commit.
You're gonna say that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a wicked scaredy cat, so no way about the serial killer. No way.
And there's no way that you would actually commit a crime because you are a scaredy cat, so you could clear your name pretty quickly with the police. So
hopefully, yeah.
yes. All right. Would you rather go backstage with your favorite band or be an extra on your favorite TV show?
Backstage with my favorite band.
And who is your favorite band?
Mm.
So I'm like, you didn't waste any time saying your choice. So.
Well, because I feel like that, like backstage is more personal and one-on-one, and like an extra on a TV show could be like the say anything, like over there, you know, just somebody pointing or like drinking something in the background. Like my one claim to fame is that I was an extra on a photo shoot for Margaritaville restaurants. And I'm actually waiting for Katie to actually drop in the photo of me in the background. And it's me like laughing and me having a drink. So I already know what that type of celebrity feels like. So I'm just going to say backstage with my favorite band.
Okay. And I've actually seen this photo and in a separate photo, her aunt and uncle are in it. So it's just, it was a real family affair that took place.
We're all famous.
Yes. I'm gonna get a handful of autographs from you next time I see you, and then just, you know, give them to people who come across this beautiful photography. Yeah, you because you're still featured in their menu, I believe, right?
So, I don't know, because that restaurant actually closed down. And I don't really think that was like, it did not have anything to do with me. It was just pure coincidence. But I would think like maybe at one of their other locations, I can maybe get a peek of what their menu is and see if I'm still on it.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I feel like you should still be getting royalty checks for them using your likeness in their menus.
I mean, you and me both, girl.
Right. Okay, so I have two more questions on this part in the exploratory phase.
Okay.
Would you rather have a permanent unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
No eyebrows at all.
So you don't want to be Frida.
Well, you said permanent. So in my opinion, that means no matter if I waxed, plucked, tweezed, it would always be there. Where if I had no eyebrows, I could get the microblading or use the eyebrow pencil, even though I have no idea how to use any of that. I just know how to use the fake eyelashes. Okay. But maybe I can learn how to glue those up on top, and it could look like I'm like blink, 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 double waving.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, so what if it was like a pulley system, like, and every time like you blink, like these ones go up and down, like based you know, like every time you closed your eyes, those would go down, and every time you opened, and it was just like a shutters on a window.
Right. I mean, I guess I would still like that as opposed to just like fuzzy wuzzy.
Okay, all right, fuzzy wuzzy. All right, now this one I'm actually really curious about because I feel that you feel strongly about these two things. So I surely want to know what you feel. Would you rather date someone with bad breath or bad manners?
I actually just would rather not date at all.
Not an option. You have to answer.
Bad manners is definitely a no-no. And is it just like somebody had too much garlic, or
no? I think it's like a halitosis.
Like halitosis.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just a date, I mean, one date, I'd have to do that to find out about the bad manners or the bad breath. So I think I'd be more embarrassed over the bad manners. So I'm going to have to say the bad breath.
All right. I had a feeling, but yes. All right. So these are the questions. They're also would you rather, but we're now going to enter the phase of using your letters because these are the answers that I believe I know about you, and you
Okay.
have to select A or B, and I too am going to select A or B. All right. So during these questions, while I ask them, I need you to close your eyes because I need you to lift yours up, and I'm going to also lift my letters up at the same time. And then when we're done with that specific question, you can open your eyes and you can see if we are both right.
Okay, so are you answering how you would answer or how you think I would answer? Like, is in what was that game? The honeymoon? What was that called?
Yes, I know what you mean. So let's just
Where
take
it's
it
like
back.
the couple and they would write down their answer and then they would like show it. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yes, because like for the one that was like bad breath or bad manners, I feel like you would have chosen bad breath. So I would have been like A, bad breath, or B, bad manners, and we both would have held up
Got
A.
it. Okay.
All right. So
yeah,
this is, yeah, these are questions that I feel like I know how you would answer them.
Okay.
All right. So first question. So you have your letters ready in your
Yes.
hands. Do you know which side is A and B?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, okay, I'm going to ask it. Would you rather walk to work, A, in heels, or B, drive to work in reverse? Okay. Now you can open.
Okay.
Yes. And do you want to tell them the backstory of why I asked that?
Because it's actually happened. Yeah, so I live a mile, maybe a mile. That day it seemed like 20 miles from my house, but I did walk in high heels because I wear high heels every day at work. So a final answer.
And I was like, at 0 times did you ever want to call an Uber or a Lyft? And she was like, nope, I was walking. So
and Katie knows my driving skills, and I have to turn down the radio to like see where I'm going and things that don't even relate to it. So again, I think she's aware of my driving skills. So,
yes, and also like when you talk about turning down the radio, like when you brought me to the airport and your gas tank was on E and she had to, you know, salvage the gas by turning down the radio.
Taking off my seatbelt.
Yes.
No air conditioning.
All of it. And she's like sweating bullets. I'm like, I can be late to the airport, go get gas. You're like, no, you were so determined. Yep.
Okay, next up.
All right.
Close
your eyes. All right. Would you rather be forced to A, sing along, or B, dance to every single song you hear? Oh, wait, hold on. So A is sing along to every song, or B, dance to every song.
And like in public?
Anywhere. Yep, every song you hear. So if you're in public, you're in private, doesn't matter. A, sing along to it, or B, dance to it. Okay, open up. Yep.
Okay.
I know you so Mel.
You do know me somehow.
Yes. All right. All right, next question. All right, so A, would you rather buy 10 things that you don't need every time you go shopping? Or B, always forget the one thing that you need when you go to the store? Okay, open up.
I'm laughing because this happens daily.
Yes, that's how I know you. I'm like,
And
I yell
like, did you need that? Why'd you buy that? You know, put it back. You don't need it.
I'm constantly yelling at Laura, stop buying things. Don't do that. Time to clean.
And when are you going to use that?
And she's like, you're ruining all of my fun. I'm like, I am. Yes.
Like, goodbye.
Yeah, and then she's like, FaceTime ended. See you later. See you later. Bye. Do you remember the Michelle Carter story where the girl like texted her boyfriend numerous times to kill himself and he finally did? This was a few years ago, right? So
Yeah,
there's like a
BC,
huh?
at BC.
No, a little bit of a different one. It was in
Oh, yes,
Massachusetts.
yes.
So there's a documentary, and I want to say it's on HBO Max, and I've like watched it. But when Jackie and Johnny were here in December, we replayed it because we quote it all the time. But they like interviewed some random woman. She has no idea who like the boy is, Michelle Carter, anything like that. And she's like, you 90210 little bitch, or like whatever. And then so she's like, nobody's gonna care that you're in Framingham. Your parents won't care. See you later, bye. And like she was like, who is this random woman? So yeah, when
See
I
you
said
later, bye.
see you later, bye. All right, next question. Would you rather have a personal maid or B, a personal chef? Okay.
I'm gonna say, yeah, B really is my real answer, but the maid part sounds good, but definitely a B.
Yes, I think B because Laura actually does like to clean when she has time off and reorganize and like zhuzh up her space. So I feel like, yeah, the personal chef would just be right at your fingertips. That's why I was like, B.
And I'm a picky eater, so I think B. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. See, I do know you somehow. All right. Next question.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather A, spend a week in the forest or B, a night in a real haunted house? Okay. See? Yeah.
But
Okay.
even though I am a big scaredy cat, it's about like, real things, but the ghost things, even though I do think they're real, I'm still like the extraterrestrial, like afterlife, anything that's still kind of the unknown, I'm all about. And I love the ghost stories.
Yes, like tell them about the castle in Scotland.
No, I've had like way too many experiences with ghosts. So whether it's been like here in my own house or overseas in Scotland, I did stay in a castle for work, and there would be a lot of activity, like where the lights would go on in the middle of the night when you were sleeping and your entire suitcase would be unpacked, and there would just be a leg and a skirt laying on the bed and crazy things. But it was known to be haunted, and there definitely was activity. So B, final answer.
See, I know you so well. And for the people that are wondering if we're saying Mel with an M, we are. So it's an inside joke. So if you're wondering if I like slurred my speech, no, I did it intentionally. All right, I have two more questions for you.
Okay.
So the first question, would you rather A, travel the world for free for a year, or B, have $50,000 to spend however you please? Okay.
That too was a tough one, but to travel the world for free is obviously the cost of that would be way more than 50,000. And I'm all about the experiences right now and getting to see as much as you can. So A.
Perfect.
A for me.
Final answer. All right. And last question, Lala. Would you rather be able to A, speak any language, or B, be able to communicate with animals? I'm shocked. I am shocked.
Just like personally B, professionally A.
Got it. Okay. Yes, because Laura has dogs, and I was like, I know that she would want to talk to them and understand what they're feeling and their mood and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, big animal lover, but I feel like I do know what they're saying and feeling and what they want, because they're either like, their motions of like, this means pick me up.
Yes, like I want to know what Coco says every time we're on the phone. And well, look at there's my pet, Brandon. What's up? I'm interviewing Laura. Hey, Chris. Oh my God, look at it. It's like full
it's
house.
just a party.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, because Coco, every time Laura and I are on the phone, is like barking, and we're like, Coco, what do you want? And I would love to know what Coco
he obviously wants to be on camera, as I had to close the door because he's busting to get in and steal the thunder.
Perfect.
And he can't.
Mm-hmm. He always wants to be center stage. Yep. Remember the time I was texting Brandon to be quiet when he came in, and it's not happening. Oh dear. When I'm done recording, I will. Thank you. Should I eat pizza on camera? He's offering me a slice.
I would. Make yourself at home.
I mean, I am at home, but like make myself. So, all right. Do you have any more questions? Because you said that you were going to take a pause on the questions. So I was like, I'm so curious if you had any other ones.
Yeah. So if you could have dinner with anybody, living or dead, who would it be? And it doesn't have to be famous. It could be like your grampy or, your papa.
Yes,
I figured
papa.
that would be your answer.
Yes, 100% papa.
And is there anything like you'd want to ask him now, knowing like now that time has passed, or now that you're older and want to know certain things? Would there be any questions that you'd be like, I never got to ask you about this? Or
yeah, like I definitely think I would ask him, like, just for confirmation for myself, like, am I his favorite grandchild? Because I think it's really important for me to know that. Yeah, Chris is like, for clarification, which I agree. I need clarification. No, but I think like discovering all the stuff, which I've sent you pictures of, a lot of what we're discovering of his past through photos and letters and all this stuff while we clean out my grandmother's house. Just more about him, like growing up, he was like playing professional baseball, and he was a funeral home director and owner. And, growing up, he was like in the armed forces. Like there was so many different things. He was born in 1934. So I'm like, it's like a whole entire lifetime ago, it seems. So I'd be like really curious to know his upbringing and like more about his history.
And did you know all of those things about him, or did you just discover them in the cleaning?
So bits and pieces, like the baseball, obviously, like funeral home, because that was like still like, when I was growing up. But some things like coming across pictures, and my mom's like, oh my God, this is so and so, like, or reliving like facts that I knew but forgot about. Like my grandfather, which was his dad, was like the first fire chief of our hometown, and just like things like that. I'm like, oh, that's like pretty cool to like learn about the history, because there is so much history from my family growing up on the Cape. So I feel like knowing more stuff about that, and I'm discovering it more and more like through photos. Then my mom's like, oh yeah, that happened. Never heard any of these stories before until now. So
it's pretty cool. So being from the Cape and knowing the history that it does have, and you and I both belong to the historical Yarmouth page, aren't you amazed at some of the things that you see on there? And if like the walls could talk, so to speak, but just like the homes, and how sea captains and princesses and princes and all these things that owned these homes that are years and years worth of, history. It's quite a neat piece. And then to be doing that same type of journey on your own family is probably pretty special. So
it is. Yeah, totally. I mean, like you said, like a lot of the sea captains, they had houses right in Yarmouth. And even some of the letters that my grandfather received, it was just like Main Street, didn't even have a house number, so like living in that way, it was like so different than how we live today. And like obviously not having electronics and not living in the modern life that we're in now, I feel like it was a completely different phase of growing up and really being neighborly towards people, which I do miss. I'm like, I know one neighbor here, that's it, and I'm just like, hey girl, what's up? She's like 70. I'm like, what's up? That's it, you know what I mean? So it's like I miss like having those real like deep sense of community type feel. So yeah, I know. It's yeah, Yarmouth is almost 300 years old. It was like founded in 1639. So
well, look at that.
400 years. I wish I knew how to do math. It's also because the school says that's it.
No, but it's like so true.
300
Little
plus.
things about the Cape, like you're saying, there were no house numbers. It was just known as like the Comley house or the Studley house, or our house on Kevany Lane was Home Run. Like everybody had a name for their house. So it's so cool to just be so connected to that little place in time. And when you look at some of those photos, it literally just seems like you're in a time capsule and looking in, and how the preservation of it and how important that is. So in any case, I'm going off on a rant.
No, I love talking about it. You know that.
But it's a pretty fantastic place for anybody who hasn't been. Cape Cod is where it's at. Cape Cod, Kwasa Kwasa.
And that's where Lala and I met and
Right.
fell in a very deep love relationship, Biffles.
And it's still going strong.
Mm-hmm.
So my next question would be, we talk about it all the time. So do you think we'll ever become roommates?
I would say within the next 2 years. Yes. Yes. Because when you move here for the cold, and then I'll come there in the winters, and then yes, we'll have opportunity to.
We basically will be snowbirds, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
We'll have my house here and then your house there. And
yep.
That's how it'll work.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Just let me know if I need to order bunk beds or if you want a separate room. I mean, just
no, I've got the trundle. Don't forget about Raylan's trundle.
You're a trundle. Yes, I know. I have all of it. I know. Even like Raylan's like, oh, in Katie's room, I'm like, I feel like she knows it's
you're a part of here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So now I just have to make it official.
Okay. And let me think of, okay. So what would you say was the time you've laughed the hardest in regards to a memory we've either created and now we share, but if we didn't know it was going to be a memory?
Well, the funny thing is, you said the hardest time I've ever laughed, and it wasn't even a time with you, but it was a time when I was in high school. This is what I thought was going to be. And I was leaving the Olive Garden, the OG, with two former friends of mine, and literally laughed so hard I peed myself and had to go home. And I had a white skirt on and literally was like so uncomfortable. I had to go home and shower and change because I laughed so hard I actually urinated myself in public. So
do you even know what it was about that you were laughing so hard over?
No clue. Absolutely no clue. Not like, I mean, I was 18, so that's like half a lifetime ago. But oh my God, we have so many funny memories. So I'm just like, which one would I even choose? I mean, I feel like even when we did our interview last year and like all the stuff that we were talking about, I did even like a little clip of like how many times I cackled and was like punching your couch, dying laughing. So I feel like a lot of like our everyday conversations are that, but why do you have a specific one?
No, I mean, like you're saying, there are things that I look back on and think, oh my God, that's so funny. Or I remember being on the phone with you and being like, don't make me laugh in public. And so I just had Tanya here, and I was trying to explain to her how we were just like because they were doing the same thing Betsy was on one of her first trips here, was like, oh look, it's this, and oh look, there's a palm tree, and oh look, and we were like, to your mom, we were like, what is this, your first fucking time in public? Stop acting like an ass.
And she would get so mad because I was like, Mom, what is it, your first time in public? Like, why are you so enthralled by everything? She was so mad. No, but I totally, yes. But no, this is one of my, I know when I say this, you're gonna be like, because I just came
I
to
know
me.
what it's gonna be. I know
Which
what
one?
it is.
Which one?
Bye, Laura.
Oh, not even. Not even.
Oh, okay.
Laura was actually on the phone saying goodbye to my cousin, keep in mind. And we were out to dinner and she's like chatting with my cousin on the phone. He is a man, by the way. And she's like, all right, yeah, okay. Talk to you soon. All right, bye, Laura. And I'm like, why did you say goodbye to yourself?
It was Rose moment when he leaves that message for Patrick and he's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you were Schitt's Creek before Schitt's Creek happened.
Right. That was my moment.
It is your moment. No, one of my favorite moments, it's like a place where you are not allowed to laugh, which makes you laugh harder. But the time that we were at the Salt Cave and my chair like wouldn't go back. And then Laura's like trying to help me like push, because it's like one of those, you know, reclining chairs, but you have to be tall to like push it up and kick it. And I'm so short and it kept falling over. And then Laura had to get out of her chair to help me. And then, you know, it was a whole
We had
disaster.
to help the lady across from us get out of her.
Yes, exactly. And that's a space where you're supposed to be like totally quiet and meditate for an hour straight. And I'm sitting there laughing so hard and like being disrespectful because I couldn't help it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. So many memories, which hopefully more to be made soon.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Me too. Me too. All right. Do you have any grand finale questions?
I didn't prepare a routine for you and I to like dance off to, so I guess it'll just be what did you say the lady said in the interview? Like, see you later, bitches.
See you later, bye. She's like, you 90210 little punk, or whatever she said. She called her a snot. Yeah, it was a bunch of, I gotta send you that clip because it is like way too funny. I feel like I just actually have it on my camera roll and I need to find it. I will send it to you. But I'm like typical Massachusetts woman with an accent, with her Dunkins like in her hand, I think. No, not really, but she looks very local, shall we say.
Got it.
Yes. Well, Laura, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me and being on camera. Finally.
Yes.
Finally, it has
happened to me right in front of my face, and I just can't hide it.
See? You have to sing every song instead of dance it.
Right, and I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. So, B.A., big asshole.
B.A. representing.
Yep. Not Antonio Brown. Big asshole. Thank you for being a part of my show. I love you dearly.
Thank you. Love you right back.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.